Hey guys, how you doing? This your boy Donald Long once again on today. Now, if you look on the board right there, ladies and gentlemen, what I got up there? Look familiar to you? Well, it should be familiar to you. And I'm telling you why it should be familiar. That same thing happened to Jimmy Johnson. We got fired by Jerry Jones because he behind, didn't like him. He want to be a part of the spotlight. He want to be the owner. He want to be the general manager, right? And it's sad as hell that this man put in down paper on the newspaper talking about I can win with 500 coaches. We can win the Super Bowl. That's a freaking lie. Jerry Jones, you found out the hard way. And the reason why you won with Barry Switzer because that Jimmy Johnson team. You got Jimmy Johnson away from the Miami Hurricane, the same team that Mike Harvey played for. You came into Dallas. You got all those drop picks. Then you traded Herschel Walker to Minnesota. Then you had John Landry fired. Remember that? Y'all remember that crap? We bought the Dallas Cowboys for $150 million. Well, how much it cost now? What, $12, $13 billion? The most valuable team in history. Okay, so you moved Jimmy Johnson away because your ego got involved. And then your wife said you had to do it, huh? You could have gotten your own way. You had to do it. Oh, but there. She was absolutely right. I totally agree with what she said. Jimmy Johnson knows to this day that he made a mistake. Got rid of Jimmy Johnson. The second greatest head coach in the history of the Dallas Cowboys. You let him walk because your stupid ego got involved. This man is stubborn as hell. So in the moment Jimmy Johnson walked out of his team, the team had been the same since. Yeah, you made it to the Super Bowl, but that's your team that you made it to the Super Bowl with, sir. Ever since 1996, ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys have not made it back to the Super Bowl in 30 years. They haven't made it back to the NFC Championship game in 30 years. It's just a damn shame what happened to Jimmy Johnson. All right. The other talk you see on top of that page, what you got there? Jerry Randolph and Phil Jackson. Right? Jerry Cross brought in Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson used to play for the New York Knicks back in the 1970s. Won 2 titles. 71 and 73, right? Okay. You got that going on. Balderman used to be head coach of the Auburn and Patroons, right? He also head coach over in Puerto Rico, right? You brought Phil Jackson to take the place of Doug Collins, right? Okay. Michael Jordan told them, why y'all fired Doug Collins for a coach that helped us bring us to the Eastern Conference Finals? Phil Jackson wanted the triangle. Doug Collins didn't want no part of it. Okay? He did not want a part of that triangle. So Doug Collins got fired, Phil Jackson being the head coach. Little guys, let me remind y'all in the last dance, who drafted Michael Jordan? It wasn't Jerry Krause. It was Rob Thorne that drafted Michael Jordan. Hakeem Olajuwon number 1, Sam Boyd number 2, Michael Jordan number 3. And we ain't looked back since. The greatest player in NBA history is in Michael Jordan. Right? Okay. You got that going on. Well, Phil Jackson became the head coach of the Bulls. What happened? They started winning championships. Michael Jordan started trusting his teammates more. Phil Jackson told Michael Jordan, yeah, you're doing all this scoring, but everybody adapted to you. Learn how to trust your teammates. That's where that happened. Phil Jackson came in now. Okay. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Portland Trail Blazers. They beat the Phoenix Suns. Michael Jordan retired. And a lot of people to this day say that David Stern told Michael Jordan to retire to take the heat off the NBA because of the gambling situation. Plus, it's to do with his father. A lot of people to this day thinking that Michael Jordan got his daddy killed due to gambling debts and all that stuff. Okay. Michael Jordan came back. 95, 96, right? Won 3 straight titles. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Bulls, the only team in NBA history won 2 3-peats. Okay. Jerry Reinsdorf, just like Jerry Jones, couldn't stand it. He couldn't stand all the success that Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson were getting, right? Couldn't take it no more. So what this fool did, this dude got rid of Phil. Got all in his feelings. He wanted to do it his own way. Okay. Got rid of Phil in 98, right? The end of the 98-99 season. Got a lockout. Season didn't start until January. So no All-Star, no NBA All-Star game, because back in 99, the NBA All-Star game was supposed to be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, January. So no All-Star, no NBA All-Star game, because back in 99, the NBA All-Star game was supposed to be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but it wasn't in 2002. You forced Phil out. Jerry Krause got all of his damn feelings. Forced that man out, right? Okay. What happened? Michael Jordan kept saying the whole season, I'm not going to play for another coach other than Phil Jackson. Kept saying it. Kept saying it. Kept saying it. Retired. He didn't retire just because of Phil Jackson. Michael Jordan cut his hand on a cigar cutter. Because Michael Jordan was going to be out for a few weeks with that hand, with a cut on his finger. Okay. You got some people saying that Michael Jordan retired because he didn't want to mess up that record. Well, ladies and gentlemen, according to Michael Wilbon, Michael Jordan wanted to win 8 NBA titles. Michael Jordan was torn because of the way that Jerry Krause got rid of everybody on that team. Scottie Pippen went out a long time ago. Why? Look at what happened to The Last Dance. What happened? He signed one of the worst contracts I've ever seen in my life. 7 years, $18 million. I think that's what, $1.2 million a year. Back in those days, that was a lot of money, folks. Scottie Pippen was the 130 high-paid player in the NBA at that time. Arguably, in some people's eyes, Scottie Pippen was the second greatest player on the team in NBA history. Okay, you got that going on. Like I said, Jerry Krause got all in his feelings. Let Phil go. That's why Phil just created the book, The Last Dance, because everybody knew that his time was gone. Now, by the end of the 1998 season, at the last minute, they tried to bring everybody back for one more season, right? Everybody said, well, if you had told us that from the very beginning, none of this would have happened. Everybody would have re-upped 1 year. Jerry Krause was trying to dismantle the Chicago Bulls before he was even over. I said about 2 years prior, they tried to get rid of the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan was the only player at that time get paid $30 and $33 million a year because everybody would get paid $17. Nobody in the NBA made that kind of money before per year. Michael did, and damn well deserved it. Okay? Dennis Rodman came over from the San Antonio Spurs. After got released by Detroit. I think Detroit traded him to San Antonio. He didn't want to be there. They asked him to come in. Oh, but it made a difference in that locker room. It made a difference on the court. They worked. They won 3 more chips. And it's sad to say, these 2 head coaches, the 2 of the greatest of all time, worried about running by the organization that run them out of time. And ladies and gentlemen, these 2 right here go hand in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys had not won the Super Bowl since 1995. Had not made it to the NFC Championship game since 95. Well, yeah, 95. Same hand this rail too. The Chicago Bulls They made it back to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple years ago with Derrick Rose back in, I think, 2011, 2012. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Was a couple of games away from beating the Miami Heat, going to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1998. Remember, one team didn't go since 95. Another team hadn't even sniffed the NBA Finals since 1998. Folks, that's 28 years ago. Both of these damn franchises have not been the same since then. Let me say that again. Both of these damn franchises have not been the same since. Both of these teams are struggling to go back to the promised land when they know best, the Super Bowl. I'm not talking about no conference final. I'm talking about the Super Bowl. It's a damn shame that we got a general manager, Jerry Krause, and the owner, Jerry Jones, a bunch of fool thieves, a bunch of daggone people that they don't care. All about stroking their ego. And then blew up in Jerry Krause's face. Because in 1998, he was talking to Tim Floyd the whole time, trying to get him over there. Because he's trying to recreate the Bulls in his own image and failed miserably. Everybody on the Bulls got traded. Lou Loney went to the Suns. Michael Jordan retired. Scottie Pippen went to the Houston Rockets. Then went to Portland. And then Scottie Pippen had every opportunity in 2000 to go to the NBA Finals and win without Michael Jordan, but couldn't do it. He lost against the Lakers. The Lakers came back in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals in 2000, came back from 15 down and win. Dennis Rodman retired because he didn't want to play with the Lakers. With that drama they had going on between Shaq and Kobe. He later played for Dallas and then he retired. Steve Kerr won another ring with the San Antonio Spurs. Gerald Bush went and played for the Detroit Pistons. So, yeah. Randy Brown, I think he went to Boston. Michael Jordan came back in 2000, 2002. The 2002-2003 season back to the Washington Wizards because guess what? He was trying to get the ownership. He was trying to become owner of the Washington Wizards. That's why he came back. Otherwise, Michael Jordan would never have came back. So when that happened, Michael Jordan got fired and lost his job. We looking at two historical, great franchise used to be, and now they in shambles because we got an owner and general manager all about ego, stroking the ego. Jerry Krause had to step down due to the fact that his health was deteriorating. Jerry Rondo was the owner of the Chicago Bulls and still is to this day. Jerry Jones right now about to go to another season with Michael Parsons' contract hanging over him. Should I pay Michael Parsons? Should I not? Because I'm gonna tell y'all this here. I'm gonna remind y'all something. Remember last year? Dak Prescott got signed 4 years, $240 million with $60 million guaranteed dollars. The high paid guaranteed for per year in quarterback. Then you pay CeeDee Lamb $33 million, and then you in hit with cap space, so you really can't sign a big time deal. And then on top of that, you had every opportunity to get Derrick Henry. That was $6 million. That's what we had done to pay him. Excuse me, Jerry Jones, how much you worth? Damn near $90 billion. Excuse me. And you still couldn't afford Derrick Henry. Matter of fact, you didn't even call the man. How disrespectful that is. That man left Tennessee to move to Dallas just to have an opportunity to play for you. And you did not make the call. Okay. We upon another football season. That Michael Parsons contract is hanging over his head. We're about to see what happened, folks. We're about to see what happened. So, this is your boy Don Long. Y'all have a blessed day.